If you need a minute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would please just remain standing for a moment of silence for the passing of Town Paris Councilman Dean Tibbetts, who served as a council person for over 22 years.
22.
Thank you. All right, welcome everybody. Definitely think you will be missed. Gave us some really great years with the town, so. There's a word to say in that, just heartbreaking. Motion to approve the minutes of the public hearing and the regular board meeting held on April 8th, 2025.
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Just a motion to approve the financial statements for the month of April 2025. All right, get a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. All right, open up the floor. Fred, you're up.
Just seeing how the water issue is on the water streets. I don't know how you're gonna, after that.
They were coming along real good,
It was, yeah.
till we got 6 inches of rain in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I drove through there as well during that. I think you guys handled it really well.
Well, the problem with it is I know that is the neighbor up the roads. I mean, I would say we all know the neighbor up the road. And when that water flows up over everything, all it grabs is every bit of garbage and whatever's in that yard, and it flows it down and brings it on that catch basin. So, unless you're standing there, which is kinda hard to.
And understand the reason it does is because that's a vacuum. That to try to go down that pipe, it's creating a vacuum.
Cause there is
Nasty thing sticks to it.
There's 30-inch or bigger culvert pipe that runs all the way across, all the way right near the footer of your house, right out the yard. That pipe's the same size there. The problem is that top, that coming from him. So obviously, we're gonna dig all that stuff back out again.
Yeah.
I know.
Now it's so wet, and it's been so wet because we planned on doing way before now, and then, Mother Nature helped us out.
Are you planning
She was
on
great.
going up in the corner of Marty's lawn?
Yep, and bringing that all into the spot.
Yeah.
It's a mess over there.
Would it help if we put another drain farther up?
We could put probably another pipe there, but we'd have to put
Another
basically,
pipe?
when we cleaned it out the first time you come over,
Yeah,
remember we went out there and we cleaned all the stuff and debris off it?
yeah.
One of the guys got down that culvert pipe, and that catch basin from that way to this way was clean.
Yeah.
There is nothing, no stones, debris, as we put them down in there with a ladder. And as it gets up to the property line, and this dates back, I've been there 36 years, so it's way before that.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, you can see up so far, and that pipe goes a different way. Did Brent Howard say, you know what, it's okay, you wanna cover your yard up? And today, what it turns into is, all them tributaries, everything that runs there, and that guy, he don't care. He just literally don't care. I wanna say, it was either Jim's first year, or Mike Rick, it was right in that time when, it was 15 years ago. Bud Dillonbeck still worked for the town, he was down there, and we went out there and, talked to him, yeah, you guys can do anything you want out here. I ain't paying for it.
Mhm.
Well, okay, well,
Is it his pipe? Did he put that pipe in himself?
that's something that never would have been done by the town. No.
But the town connected into his pipe?
No, everything connects in and crosses the road right there. See, back when that was a state highway, a lot of them catch basins and DI's probably been in place since the 50s.
So you're talking that back catch basin that you just.
It's
put it on?
beyond that.
It's beyond.
It's beyond it. It's behind his house.
Is anything going up on Butler Road to?
Well, don't forget too,
No?
the farmer's probably been plowing fields, everything's
Well, the last
channeled,
time they asked
made
the
nice-
farmers if they were following the right direction.
nice
They
spots
were.
for everything to run.
But I mean, you could see it coming down Butler Road in front of Orchard Hall.
Yeah, well,
Paris Hill
Cross.
Road.
there's,
Yeah.
It was coming down all,
it was coming down Butler Road, we had to replace the culvert pipe in front of the cerebral palsy building there, because the pipe was all collapsed and rotted. And when they dug the pipe out and pulled it out, there was a 4.5 inch piece of sewer line that was wedged in there from somebody up the stream. And it stopped it, and all the water was coming out of the ditch. So, and obviously, we had that pipe jetted, we jetted that pipe out, just, I don't know when it was winter time still, because the water was pumping out, the pipe had collapsed, and it all backed up and was running over. So we went up there and we opened the hole up, and obviously the whole pipe was rotted. So we had Town of Hartford come up, and they came up with their truck, and they cleaned all that culvert pipe out for us, so there was nothing all the way through that. So wherever this piece of SDR 4.5 inch plastic pipe came from, it's obviously looks like somebody's sewer clean out, it's exactly what the thing looks like.
they'll find
But, I don't know, you know, I mean, without, again,
out. We'll find out.
but that's where that water was, that's the problem what was going on with
So
that
with
water.
the Hughes property, can't they put a pipe up?
Well, I just reached out there to JC and stuff, and obviously this would be a little more discussion for them, but, I reached out to Chris Ribb at the county, who's the supervisor for the area, and there was an email here, it's not too long ago, something about, like, I forget what they called it, but basically you install something, or you have culvert pipe issues, you put the culvert pipe in, and it's covered, it's 100% covered fee of whatever. So he was gonna dig through the emails from back and see if he can find something, because we just got, 360 or 380 feet of culvert pipe donated to us from the county DPW. They're in the process of changing to all plastic, so they donated all this galvanized, we got a stack bigger than.
So did the email come from the town of Paris
No,
or
no,
came from
the
whoever had it?
county, or and basically what it was, there's an engineer, I can't remember the lady's name, she was the one that we were talking to about the bridge work. So she was all, oh, yeah, where did, well, come to find out, she has left and taken another job. So there's a new person that's in charge, and Ribby said, he goes, I'll get you the information for his name, and so I tried to get it today, but we obviously are way over.
You have a highway superintendent's meeting?
We have a meeting Thursday, a highway superintendent's meeting Thursday, so, and then all the, higher echelons there, so I'll have some questions for them to see, if it's still the case, and then they talk to JC, maybe it's something we can work upstream farther
Yeah, because
if everybody,
Billy Hughes doesn't own much property.
yeah,
I mean,
basically,
it's not like he owns like acres.
no, basically from the
I don't
tree
think he owns
to,
an acre, does he?
I,
I don't think so.
maybe to the other side
So
of his
like,
house, but.
there's gotta be someone from from the back of his property to the next property, or like.
That's open ditch, that's all open ditch.
That's an open ditch.
That's all open ditch.
And
From
is it-
that point of that culvert pipe, all the way to wherever that water runs from on Paris Hill Road, wherever it comes from, Snowden Hill Road, that water's an open ditch right to the back of his property.
To the back of it.
and
What
then-
about Marty's where it comes,
That's all underground.
that's under?
She did, but, and obviously she probably told you,
Here.
she did, they put the drain tile in around from the back of her house, and the drain tile's right in there.
To that
Yep.
one that was
Yep.
plugged.
Yep, that's right in there, so, but that was all,
It seems like somebody has to catch it from coming down.
yeah, well, that's what we're
And
thinking.
direct it to the right spot so that it can
Well,
go under.
and again, if we have this pipe that's underneath everything and stuff and going to that, it's gonna be where it's supposed to be and not running on top of that ground like that because of her super neighbor.
Yeah.
And believe me, if we could go in there without some liability and clean that friggin' mess out and not have to worry about it, it'd probably be, but,
Is there any way to get in the property?
what's that?
Is there any way to get in?
Legally,
Yeah, well, and you have to go through easements and you have to go through legalities of these folks to be able to say, cause just like we did with her and get stuff signed, which I'm sure, and he would sign some, but he'd have to move about, I don't know how much junk's in that backyard that you have to move to be able to get to that culvert pipe to run a culvert pipe.
Yeah.
Gone down in the
Yeah.
gully.
Down in the hole.
Yeah, is that,
What about Jean Jarose, the owner of that hill property above where this water presumably is coming from?
The problem is it's in his backyard where the problem is. It's not upstream.
Well, it's kind of overflowing under my yard. I'm wet all over.
Yeah, I
can't
see that. We're gonna try to sweep all that off when it gets hard to clean that stuff out. That's what I just said, we
Because
try
we
to,
paid a couple times to have Walt Kaminsky dig that trench.
oh, really?
Yes, because it fills up with soil.
Which
washing
comes off the
down.
back hill? From behind your house?
Yeah. From the north to the south, and it goes a little bit downgrade as it goes to the south towards the Hugh. But I don't know, even the trees above my house, I don't think are my property.
The problem is with those catch basins, it's a 30-inch pipe and there's 4-foot grates on those.
Yeah.
I mean, it should take an astronomical amount of water, but it seems like everything's loose. I mean,
It is.
these guys cleaned out tons and tons of gravel out of that thing.
And again,
And all that same amount just washes back in there and covers that thing.
It's just.
I mean, we had
it's like-
our fire department down there helping shovel the grates out just so you guys wouldn't have water in the street anymore. It was just insane how much
So
gravel
that's
got
what
washed down that.
we're gonna look into with this pipe deal, and obviously JC and the folks we can tie up the legal end of what we gotta do, and, you know, we'll get something.
Because it does affect you too.
Oh,
With
and that affects us like bad. I'm just waiting one day to drive
that
down
big
Ninth
grate
Street
across from Craig's
see that gone.
driveway.
because of the amount of water that has run over that thing in all the mirrors. You know, I agree, believe me, I say it every time we drive down through there, and I'm like,
Is there any way they can send Billy with you a nice letter?
Yeah,
Not a big one,
I
not
mean-
threatening one, not
Right.
putting a sue,
right,
not
no,
24
right,
hours.
you wanna definitely work with, you don't want them to,
I know.
you don't want them to think,
He's a
oh,
good negotiator, he has talked to Billy with
And-
you.
and I'm fine with that, I mean, you can call me, you got
Just
my
send a
number,
nice letter and ask them if,
I
they're
would
trying
come down
to take
and,
care of the water issue, is there any way that we could, or whatever.
because basically, I mean, I
whatever
can
is
say,
done.
we have now, today, we have free pipe that we can accomplish a little more than we thought with it. But we didn't have free pipe either, and I can tell you right now, a 30-inch piece of collar pipe is about $1,900.
You don't wanna get involved.
And
You
you got
don't wanna
that,
put that, and now we have it for free.
that's 30 years, that's the
Yeah.
same size as our
Yep,
price.
yep.
When we
So
get
that
these
was-
rainstorms, can we close our section of Oneida Street?
It
They're
really,
hydroplaning across
Yeah,
that road.
I mean, we could, we totally could do that.
I mean, if we're
Block the
predicting
road
this
off.
bad weather, can we
Yeah,
put that as earmark already? We're gonna close this section
Actually,
other
they
than
didn't
for.
predict that, they just said showers. And to come down in 2 inches in 20 minutes, I mean,
Yeah.
that was just trying
And can you mark
to
my
put
house
40
for
inches of water in a
sandbags?
30-inch
well,
pipe,
yeah,
that was not
I
doing.
think, and I don't know if it was your husband or, this was the last first time. We had left the sandbags, but I think you wanted, because we were gonna leave them, because what if it happens again, but if you want us to, we totally could leave within the area and just,
I can move them.
you know.
I got
And again, too, when we're out and about, I mean, yeah, we could totally, we could totally, we're going to, at some friggin' point, we're gonna fix this.
Fix it, yeah.
And
That's
it's
what
gonna
needs to
be,
done.
we'll never, I'll drop dead and we'll never have to worry about talking about this and fixing it again.
Because
I don't want you to drop dead, but I don't want everyone
Well,
to talk
eventually,
about it.
unfortunately, we're all
Because
gonna,
when it comes across the road and goes down her house, that's like a water.
but, well, and I talked to,
Terrible.
I talked to Greg Lewis, cause
Oh, yeah,
I
he
told
had
Greg
one.
the same, he wants us, we're gonna put a blacktop berm, a hot mix berm across his driveway to kind of alleviate something going in there. But I tell him, I'm like, the shoulders on Oneida Street, and I know this for a fact because I wasn't working here yet. The last time the shoulders on Oneida Street were cut was 1987.
Wow,
1987.
wow.
That's and that's when they cut all the shoulders and paved the road. The following year, I came to work for the town. So,
So when they do that, that makes
Well, that's-
the road lower.
exactly, you
And
can
then
see
drips.
in
Well,
every
then the water
corner,
runs on the grass
Well,
and soaks in.
and it dissipates as even, not, now what everything does is runs down to a spot, goes in somewhere. You know, it makes, that is one of the issues with all that, anywhere.
He took a video with a pair of mallard ducks swimming in my yard.
And very hard.
So, instead of going forward here, is there any way we can just divert it around his property?
Well, I don't know
Like
if
the
it,
corner of
maybe,
that field and just.
I think the only way, if you don't go to Billy Hughes' property, you've been up by
Yeah.
Ludlow's Pond? See that big mesh thing they have around the
Oh, no, no,
the
I'm
outlet?
not there.
Well, if you see it off of Home and City Road, I think that's the only way you're gonna fix that, is to put one of those in there, where when the stuff hits it, the water can still raise and
and the thing is too,
because once it
with
covers the catch basin,
right,
it's
but
done.
with it into
That's where
the
the
way the
beavers-
pipe,
Yeah,
because again, the big pipe runs off the basin that we've cleaned 100 times on the Enver property toward the trees. There's a culvert pipe that runs up that way, and then it goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you'd almost have to be able to tie into that good pipe, you know what I mean? You wouldn't wanna divert it all around to try to get in there, and then you're probably disturbing way more on hers, which,
I just think that, you know, like I said, if you send Billy Hughes a nice letter and tell him
Yeah.
that you get that 30-inch pipe, you have it for free,
yeah, I agree,
Put it
I mean,
in.
we totally could,
and hopefully that will take care of it.
and I know he's gonna spend a dime.
Just gotta keep in mind, the main word here, you know, this is private property.
Right.
So,
Right. And that's
we gotta be very careful what we do going forward. I don't want to overspeak, but again, private property.
Right.
So.
His private property is unfortunately.
Yeah, it is.
Our
I'm
private
100% with you.
Right.
Just on
Everybody,
Yeah.
You only do so
And
much.
everyone downhill from us.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys actually flood? Did you guys do that?
I did, I had flooding.
You did?
I had flooding in my basement.
You did?
And it's, we did not have, like, I mean, I have a stone base, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I got you.
But, it captured inside of the house this time. And we're having a little bit of problems with it, but the biggest thing is like, the whole side yard is definitely changed. I see the piping coming out of Craig's yard that we never saw before, only a little bit of it. That there's drainage pipes that stick out on the side. Our, whatever you wanna call that, creek or whatever, the waterway basically has widened even more this time. I saw pictures on Zillow of how small it was when we first moved in and how much bigger and wider it is getting. This time it wasn't as bad as far as like the debris from, Philly's stuff coming into our backyard and our side yards. But, yeah, we definitely had some water, probably about, I'd say 6 inches.
Quite inside. All right. We're going to, we'll see what happens with the
We'll-
highway.
we'll-
We'll get the emails.
Get some
see what-
information from the county and, maybe, you know, maybe we can have some good come out of this
Right.
for all of us.
It seems like it's probably an issue.
It's just, every time it seems, and like I say, unless you do something beyond,
If I
Yeah.
offered to help Billy, if he needs help, would that help?
well, if you wanna invite him over for coffee, we can talk. I know you're not gonna do that.
Good luck on that one.
I know you're not gonna do that.
All right.
And I wouldn't expect you to. But no, that's,
Good deal.
we'll work.
Yeah, my fear is we have a house that's now lived 165 years on that property and,
Yep, and it's supposed to only see one flood.
Yeah, maybe your flood.
Yep,
it's,
100
you know, I'm
years.
afraid that, like, yeah,
We've had
a
20.
Civil War house that may not make it.
We'll look into this matter. All right. All
I
right.
don't know what else to suggest for all.
Marty, did your
And then
cellar
for-
flood again?
Pardon me?
Did your cellar flood again this last time?
Yes, yes, and I fell and hurt my shoulder again.
All right, I just need to move on. I'm sorry. Is there anything else you wanted to conclude on this?
She's
Just
trying to
what
think.
other
Yeah.
suggestions we can give you guys.
I'm not hearing that.
I don't know what suggestions else we can give them, but they've gotta wrap up on this topic.
Yes,
Do you have anything else?
no, it's just that my lawn is all spongy water mud. Lots of
Yeah.
it. Oh,
Yeah, everybody's just,
And rocks.
I was gonna say, that's what I was gonna ask.
I've lived on,
Other people flooded that normally flood?
I've lived on doing that in the village of Clayville for 30 years, and there's a catch basin in the corner of my lot next to my neighbors, and the stuff blew right over the top of that catch basin and washed the driveway right down the road. So I've never, it's the nature of that friggin' beast that's,
Yeah.
bad news for us. And we built the catch basin, you know what I mean, we never, and when I got home, I was like, where's the driveway? So, yeah, I feel your pain, believe me, we wanna do something, definitely.
All right, thank you. Bob?
Well, on to a more fun topic. I guess first I want to thank the town board and whoever was instrumental in getting the pickleball courts in. Those are fabulous. I mean, I played in New Hartford, I was up in Marcy playing last night. Those courts are the best courts around. Literally, they're the best courts around. Outside of the little striping issue, they're the best courts around. The only thing that they're really missing is because, as you know, pickleball is played with basically a style wiffle ball. If anybody's played wiffle ball when they were a kid on a windy day, it goes like that when the wind's blowing. So I was wondering if the town could possibly, if it's in the budget, I don't know, could put up some windscreen material on the fence. I did a little bit of research. I picked 3 companies that I found on the internet, and I went of doing all 4 sides just for the sake of the highest number that we would be talking about. The fence is 10 foot tall. We don't need 10-foot panels. We probably could make them 7-foot panels, leaving 1.5 feet at the top, 1.5 feet at the bottom. The one company that I really thought was the best, that seemed to be the most versed in it, as far as the way they were presenting their webpage, was called Fence Screen. They, and then I roughed up what their cost would be to do all 4 sides, was about $1,852.
Is that material or is that installed?
That's just material. This company would not be doing installations. Most of these are on the internet, so that was one company. I found another company that was, I don't know, I can't remember the name of this company, but they were $43.73. I would have to do a little bit of research on the product. I gotta say that the product looked very similar to that of the first company called Fence Screen, but there's gotta be a difference based upon that. And then I found the third company was about $22.10. So anywhere between $1,800 to probably $4,300, $4,400. But I think the $4,400 is higher than what I'm seeing from the other 2 companies. I think the first company they talked about, Fence Screen, they seem to be, what they would do is, I think they manufacture it. You have an option to have the number of grommets per linear foot, whether you do 2 foot, 18 inches, 12 inches. They also can do cutouts in the screen to let some air flow through so the screen's not blowing off the fence. If you go up to New Hartford, their screening, they have the same thing. They got a 10-foot tall fence. They probably got 6 feet worth of screen. It's just all tattered. It's left, one side's left on it, but the balance is, not very good.
Are the ones you're talking about, Bob, excuse me, are they 10 feet tall?
No, they would be anywhere between 7'9". Our fence is 10 foot tall.
Right.
So you don't need a foot at the top, you don't need a foot at the bottom. So if we had a 7 foot tall screen, that would be more than enough. I don't even think you need to go to 8 feet. 6 feet might be a little shallow, but that might reduce the price too. So it's somewhere in that range, and
Okay.
I mean, as far as installation costs, I don't know if the park department could do that,
I'm sure they do.
or if, all it is zip tied on, so.
How long do they last, the duration of the
The
material?
warranty on them, from what they're saying, and it depends on the grades you go, but they're saying 3 to 5 years is the warranty on. Let me just see what,
My biggest concern, like with the windscreens is and
Oh, yeah,
the pools, is when, we have some big wind vents here. When that wind catches that screen, it destroys our fence. Like, we've had to repair this.
The chain link, it's short.
Oh, yeah, the way it catches on it and just, so like the crossbars, we've had to repair the swimming pool fence 3 times last year.
Really?
Just from our privacy screen on that, we have the windscreen.
Is it a flexible fabric screen?
Yep,
Okay.
yep,
Um,
so,
these screens you can have cutouts in them, so the wind would actually blow through them. They also have a center bar that you can add as an option. I didn't include that, because I really didn't think it, if you're putting it on the outside of the fence, you know, it's blowing against the fence. But most of the ones that I was pricing out were 3 to 5 years. I'm sure they make better ones, but then we were getting up into more money, so I didn't know where, I figured I would start at a low to medium, more of a medium budget number than a high end.
So you're proposing then the fence towards the parking lot?
Well, like you said, the figures that I just threw out were all the way around, they were all 4 sides.
Yeah, this is pretty.
I would definitely think you would wanna do at least the school side by the track, the parking lot side, are the 2 predominant sides you're probably seeing wind from. The back side by the swing set, I don't think you're getting too much wind from that direction. I was playing there the other night and was coming down the hill from across by the pavilion. But, you know, it's all in the mechanics of how much the town wants to spend or can spend. And I can look further into this.
We'll do our own homework as well.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Bob, that's great.
Yeah.
I just
Thank
thought
you.
if I could help and throw
No,
out
thank you.
numbers
Yeah,
and.
this is good stuff for us, so we appreciate that as well.
And I can give you guys the other, here, I'll give you guys this. These are the 2 other companies that,
I've got this one.
you can,
Yeah,
that's,
I was gonna
that's
ask
all of
you
it.
about- I was gonna
That's,
ask you to make copies of those.
that's, no, you guys can
All right,
take those, I
thanks
made
a lot.
copies.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah, thank you, that's for sure. All right, thank you.
I wasn't aware there was a pickleball apparatus
Yeah.
here. I just wondering, is it seeing a lot of use?
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Oh,
that,
good.
Yeah, it's busy.
really,
Okay, good.
I think you're gonna see it get a lot busier in the next
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah,
Everybody knows it is the best course around, so it's going to.
it's all.
New Hartford hasn't kept up on theirs. They need to resurface it and refurbish the fountain.
It was a tennis court, then it was a basketball court, then it was a pickleball court.
Without a net.
It's amazing how many pickleball courts are popping up through.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
You bet.
Go all over the.
All right, thank you guys, everybody, thank you. Comprehensive plan. Tony, are we good to kind of move forward? Okay, so we're gonna be looking for a motion, accepting the proposed comprehensive plan as the official comprehensive plan for the town of Paris. Any motion on that?
Hang on 1 second.
Oh, okay, 1 second.
Send it over here.
All right, take a moment. Where are we gonna see that?
Mr. Supervisor, could I have a motion, just ratifying that we closed seeker and issued a negative declaration?
Okay.
I know we did the negative declaration.
So I'm asking for a ratification.
Okay. Okay,
I don't have that filed with me.
okay, all right. Can I get a motion on that, please?
Then after that, we can move to adopt the plan.
Okay, can I get a motion on that then? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, thank you. All right, so, we're gonna look for a motion accepting the proposed comprehensive plan as the official comprehensive plan for the town of Paris. Can I get a motion on that? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Appreciate that. see, speed study, Sulphur Springs Road, the Oneida County Department of DPW asked if we would basically put a speed study, request a speed study for the issues up towards Bray Road and coming down. I think everybody saw the emails that went around this past month or so. So, yeah, we'd like to do a speed study, motion for a speed study for Sulphur Springs Road, figuring from Reservoir Road to Bray Road. Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Did you do a speed check on High Street?
Right in front of our houses.
We've done those already.
Oh.
Yeah, it's already done.
Yeah, see, right near,
Already done. Yeah, already done it.
near the Stephens.
Fireworks display, school's doing that, May 16th, all right? They're gonna send them off over here, obviously, and the park will be closed that day. The school has asked for the park to be closed, so, so they can control the crowd.
Okay.
Solar project in New Hartford. I need a little help on this, I apologize. We have a letter that we can send, that looked really good as well.
Those were my thoughts,
Yeah.
some input for Gina. The project's in New Hartford, but the town of Paris, by virtue of the town board, is an interested agency, which is why we get the notice and we have the opportunity to comment. But we also we're an affected agency because we've got the access road, which is why there's some additional comments. And it's a distinction under seeker,
Okay.
but the board should feel free to look at those plans and make any other additional comments. Mine were based upon experience with other projects and what I had seen. She had brought some technical information too.
All right, and as well, so planning board's been involved in this. Is that my understanding? Planning board, a little bit?
It's a de minimis involvement because our only interest is the fire access road.
Okay.
So this board actually has probably more say in the commentary than the planning board, to be honest with you.
Okay,
I mean, their interest is in the road, and I think Gina has addressed, touched upon everything.
okay, all right, all right.
Where is the solar field in New Hartford?
It's up on Roberts Road, across from like Eckerd Road, where Eckerd and
Oh.
Roberts Road meet.
What about the one that the Owens, looks like they have solar being done up on
Yeah,
the
they're doing
road?
something on Oxford,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're doing solar.
Yeah, that, yeah.
It's for solar panels.
Did you do anything with that? Okay, dog control officer, activities, looks like, Rusty Jones has been a little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Staying busy and giving good reports. So, looks like April was really busy for him. Very much. All right, that's great. Let's see, advertisement for bid, for the Home and City, pump station, is that fair to say? We're looking just to advertise it, that's what we're looking to do?
Yeah, yep, they're just, we have to advertise it and then they'll actually open those bids. I don't think any of you guys have to be present for it, it's something Jack Dodson, I think, just handles.
Okay,
And they'll open them here, 11 o'clock on June 17th.
No, this is just for the
Hydrants and stuff, I
pipelines
think.
and valves and hydrants.
oh, is that what this is for?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the pump station?
Now, the state hasn't given their,
Oh, okay, I misunderstood, I
No,
apologize,
no.
everybody, it even says Home and City.
It's part of the big project.
Okay.
it's
Sorry, I
all,
missed that.
yeah, it's all part of the thing, but they put it out in two parts so they could get that forced sewer main in before the building's built.
Oh, okay,
That's why.
all right, so we're looking to advertise it for the Home and City Well project, I'm so sorry, everybody, I apologize.
It is, it's all part of
I
it, it's
thought,
just,
yeah.
just he broke it up so we could add those valves and.
Okay,
Hydrants.
yes, all right. And with the bid opening up on June 17th, 2025 at 11 a.m., can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Let's see, property auction, May 17th, is that in Clayville, Mike? 30
No.
No, it's Keita's.
Keita's place,
Yeah, 3103 United Street.
King, Keita, whatever, where the garage.
Laurel.
Where the cookie
Laurel
sale?
Keita.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going up for auction?
Yeah.
What it says. Until that day when they pay.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, just a little heads up on that. Alright, alright, that's all I had this time.
Tony, does someone have to be sent to New Hartford on the phone, just on your comment?
I prepared a letter.
I got that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you needed a motion to sign
Alright, any questions for me? Good? Alright, Mike, Counselor, what you got?
For starters, I gotta open up sealed bids for the tractor we advertised for.
Okay.
We received one bid from Town of Verona.
One bid came in?
Let's see, 2015 Kubota four-wheel drive tractor with mower, $40,000 in as-in condition.
Exactly what you're kind of looking for,
Yep.
ballpark.
Like I said, it upgrades our mowing, almost 20 years.
Wow.
So,
So this is used, right?
yeah, this is used.
How much, just, how much would a new one be? I'm
It'd
just
be,
curious.
$165,000
Is that
for the, that's for the tractor with one flail mower. This tractor has a side flail and a rear flail, an 8-foot and a 6-foot. You can mow basically twice as much with one piece of equipment now.
Wow.
And like I said, the tractor, the one that the county we have from them when we started mowing is a 93, and the 3910 that we have that we mow with is an 87, so.
What year is this?
The arm mower is a 97 or 8.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, we went over and operated it and everything, and
It's good.
it actually, we talked about it earlier, way, I don't know, October, November, that we were gonna look into a used one that another town had, and it was $10,000 more, so we got this one for $10,000 less.
Yeah.
And they ran great.
Yeah, it's got good maintenance.
We actually purchased, one of our 6-wheeler snowplows for them used, and it was been one of the best trucks we've ever owned.
Great.
Yep, so
We got
they're,
history.
yeah, they're good outfit to purchase equipment from, or anything from, that.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Is that in closed cab too?
Enclosed cab, yep, air conditioning, it's all the, so it's a little safe. All the guys that get stung by bees and down mowing,
Yeah.
they get allergic, so this is definitely an upgrade.
All right, so are we looking for a motion then to purchase this? Yeah. Motion to approve the bid as well as to purchase the 2015 Kubota.
Tractor with mower.
Can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Alright. Trying to get,
Also, we had, we sat in a Zoom call for updating the website. Hopefully by next week, we'll have a dead site where we can start building.
okay,
And then once we have it to the point where we think it's something to offer the people, we can have it turned on with our .gov extension, and then that'll be done. Once that's done, we can start looking into adding email addresses with .gov extensions and
great.
because that seems like something that a lot of people could use.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Other than that,
It's not mandatory at this time.
Okay,
Or you keep both going at once.
okay. We're just being proactive a little bit. I
Yep.
gotcha. All right, great. That's great.
that's it. Unless anybody has a question for me.
Questions for?
I'll see you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Wayne, highway.
Obviously, we just did tractor.
Yep, we did. Yep,
And
that's
then,
true.
just to give a little update on some proposed road work this year, we are going to finish paving Greens Crossing Road. We're anyway, that's gonna be finished. And, we run into some issues on Canning Factory this year because our initial intent was we were gonna pave, or I would say we were gonna pave Campbell Road this year, but with the issues that are going on because of this past winter on Canning Factory Road, we have to do something this year, and then next year I'm planning on paving Campbell. But we gotta fix all the shoulders and car shoulders and do everything because we're gonna prep Campbell for the following year for paving. So we're hopefully, gonna cold pave, Canning Factory, the whole way.
Okay.
And they're doing, core samples for us to make sure there's enough road there to use and whatever, all that, but, and I'm just waiting for the last quote, from Barrett, because I got a little screwed up. You know, put half the mix in them. this guy's 1,500 years, what happened here? I don't know, so.
All right.
But that, so we'll be, hopefully by July, we'll get some roads worked.
Okay, all right, that's where you're targeting, those two roads.
Yep.
All right. What else? Anything else?
Nope.
Any questions for me? All right, thanks, Wayne.
I will talk to Bill, and see if I can do some of that, we go and
Just looking to clean it.
clean it up.
All right, thank you. Patty, assessor.
Tentative assessment roll was filed in Mike's office on May 1st. And just to go off what Mike said about the Zoom meeting yesterday, the new website is gonna be very much smartphone friendly.
Oh, all right. Still with the digital towpath, is that what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah, it needs to be, it was rough looking through that website, so,
Yeah,
and I know there was a need for it.
it's gonna have departments on top and a lot of things are gonna be along the top.
Oh, good.
It allows for a lot of pictures, if we wanna put pictures on it or anything.
All right.
I think it's gonna be nice.
All right, good. Well, that's good news. All right. Towpath needed to kind of upgrade that anyway.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Patty? Thanks, Patty. Gina, zone codes and zoning.
It's not a lot, 19 permits so far this year, 6 this month, and 1 was another new house, so it's 3 new houses this year so far, and I got a call today actually for another one, they wanna subdivide and start building, so.
Wow.
It's,
Good.
so over $2 million in value, not fees collected, value of building permits.
Sure.
And, then I did receive one EPA call, or if there was a complaint turned into the EPA. But I talked to them and they sent it on to DEC, I don't know where it's gonna go, cause it's on a farm. So they don't feel there's much that can be done, but, you know, just so
Right.
EPA and DEC got called on a complaint in town.
All right.
That's about it. Got my flood training in a couple weeks ago, and my floodplain, so I renew my certificate, my flood manager certificate
All
for
right.
another 2 years.
Okay. All right, good. Very good. All right. Anything else, Gina?
No.
Any questions for Gina? Thank you, Gina. Joe, water department, water and sewer.
I've got just a couple things here. The Butler Road, or, I'm sorry, the Sulphur Springs Pump Station, that was gonna be part of our project,
Yeah.
when we did Butler Road, but things were a little too expensive. They've offered, he's offered to do it again, but I talked to Jack, and because of some of the wordage and how they changed, you guys changed things, and we did half the bid and all that, it's gotta be redid, so,
All right.
we have to, and maybe it'll be to our benefit, because it's the perfect time to do it, from what Jack says, so
All right.
maybe it just, maybe not. If it's too much, we just won't do it again this year, but
All right.
I had another leak in there about a month ago, so it's just getting, I'm running out of those parts, and a lot of them they don't make.
Okay, I'm sure. I will.
So,
All right, so we're looking to do kind of the same style what we did on Butler Road.
yep, same scenario.
All right,
We
so
had a
you're
couple-
looking,
we had a couple issues over there on Butler Road, but I'm working with them Gardner Equipment, so
oh, okay,
it's pump issues,
okay.
not pressure issues.
All right, yeah, okay. All right, so you're looking for a motion then to rebid that? so-
Yeah,
okay.
I'll just call Jack for
All right, so, looking for a motion to basically rebid the Sulphur Springs pump station upgrade.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I mentioned a while back about, getting rid of our 2019 and upgrading a new pickup. And, after putting Kim and Mike through the ringer on this whole mini bid thing,
Yeah,
I did get a call from Jim Caniger, and the county had a bid spec already done through Matt 90 GMC in Boonville. So we piggybacked onto that. Actually, most of the bids were 50, because they did get some back for the mini bid.
oh, did they? Okay.
But they were 58,000. This GMC, just a 1500 GMC, nothing major, is 57,840. And that's on the county's bid, so it's not, it's already done, and they can actually do anything now This one spec is specifically for 1500s and half tons. And, usually, we would, the whole process of doing these trucks newer was to be able to sell them going forward and get what we pay for.
Right.
You know, because we save that much money, so we'd be able to sell them after 2 or 3 years. We held on to this one a little bit longer because the other truck was longer getting here.
Right.
So, but we made a deal with Highway to add our part to that sweeper when we bought the vac truck, because it will benefit us as well. So instead of putting the 40,000 we were gonna put into that, I talked to a guy, and that's basically what that 2019 would bring us. And they need a truck at the highway to pull that hot box around, because that Dodge is not equipped to do it. And so I figured instead of us taking money out of our budget, and trying to sell the truck, put it on surplus and all that,
Okay.
we would just leave money where it is, buy the new truck and just transfer the other one to that.
Okay.
I'm talking out loud here, I don't know what's legal, what's not, I guess I'm asking more than I'm telling.
Okay, all right. I just have to look into it, just because it's one one department going over to another department.
Right,
so.
and I just didn't know how that works, but, if there's something we have to work out, we can, otherwise, if we have to show a transaction, we'll pay them for the, vac truck and they'll pay us for the pickup.
Right.
I mean, it's just gonna,
Yeah, I guess.
you know, so, I mean, if that's what it means, I don't care, I just somehow,
All right.
I just thought maybe it'd be easier, but thinking out loud, it might not be.
Tony, is there a way that they can?
Well, by coincidence, I was reading controller's opinions on something similar, and it could be done, but I don't know if it has to show fair consideration on the books, or you could just swap it out.
Okay.
But I can get you an answer
Okay, yeah.
quickly on that.
Yeah, whatever we have to do, I mean, if it's gotta show money changing hands, we'll just do that and kind of a round robin thing, because we will, in that respect, we'll have to put our money in towards that vac truck.
Okay.
So, and then just pay out, basically just a clerical thing, I would think, but who knows?
If I had this question yesterday morning when I read those opinions, I'd have an answer for you.
No, that's fine. Like I said, I was more asking than I was telling, because I don't know enough about that stuff, and the way things go, I'd rather have it, you know, my I's dotted and my T's crossed.
I know, all right.
And just one other thing, I know there's an AED here, there's an AED in the highway garage.
Yeah.
I thought about getting one for our garage, but we're there about 2% of the time. And I wondered if, you guys would be against me carrying one in the work truck.
Oh, not at all. I like that idea. So you're looking for us to purchase one then?
Yeah, I mean, actually, if I bought the one we carry in our rescue, it's $3,400 list. I'm sure Gary can get it cheaper for us.
Yeah.
And maybe after his news conference the other day, maybe we'll get it a lot cheaper. So,
I did not see it.
I work for them. They donate an AED to Hartford. And actually, he does wanna donate something here.
They reached out to me and asked him if we needed one.
Yeah.
I
So
said
I
no,
will,
because we had them.
and I didn't even know it. I talked to Chris last night after drill about buying one,
Okay.
cause the ones here aren't very rugged, and
All right.
to have it bouncing around in my truck, I'd rather not have it decalibrated and
Sure.
give somebody the wrong shot.
600 instead of 300.
But it'd just be easier. I mean, sometimes we're on jobs with them, sometimes we're on jobs.
I know you are. You're right.
I
like that idea.
I'd much rather have it with them,
All right.
you know, cause
Yes.
being in our garage is not.
I like that idea as well, because we also have one for the park. So we have 3 already, so.
So can we make a motion not to exceed $3,400 and then we'll just go cheaper accordingly? Can we do that or no?
Yeah, I really don't think we need a motion on it, but.
Oh, well,
Yeah, no need.
Right, yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, no, I just.
That's good to go.
Alright,
Well, there's
So
two
I'll-
different department heads.
I'll stop down Friday after work, talk to Gary and see what we can get.
Come on.
Make some donuts too.
They'll probably want me to get on the ambulance to get it done.
There you go, it's not right.
Shared service.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you, that's all I have.
All right, any questions for Joe? All right, great, thank you, Joe. Art, Gary.
So we got a lot going on, summer schedule's out, I've got some still in there. It went via Parent Square's Kuwait Families, we're gonna bring some down to Cleveland Library, and it's also online. Swim lesson times will be the 28th and 29th of May, from 3 to 6 to Pavilion 2. Same price structure as last year, $20 per session per student, family of 3 or more will be $50. 2 sessions, running from basically June 30th to August 8th. Swimming pool, we looks to be holding lots of rainwater, so it looks okay. I'm working on a grant, for future, updates or total redos. So far, things are holding up. Turn the pumps on, they seem to be functioning. They came on, that's great, there's a water moving through, so that's half the battle. We'll have a better idea in June when we get everything cleaned up and running. I do have, a proposal for the playground equipment, but for some reason something's wrong with the pool pumps or something. I'd rather put the money there and work on something else. And the rates for open swim are the same, the hours will be the same as last year, $1 per town of Paris residents, $5 for non-residents. Water bill, reached out to us again, it shouldn't be an issue, they're bringing about 50 kids again between June 8th and July 8th and July 31st. That seems to be well, it's in a program for them, and it works kind of good for us. I mean, they bring their own supervision, so we just have like there. Pavilion rentals, there's a whole list of them, so they seem to be going pretty good. We decided to do absolutely no pavilion rentals or uses on June 27th, which is the night of graduation. We've had issues in the past with people using them being, not locals, but other people coming in and just being rude and just doing things that they're supposed to be very loud. It's supposed to be a big party weekend, I don't know, that Friday, it's just, wherever it is, everybody comes in, it kind of disrupts it, especially if the schools have been outside. Lions Club reached out to me, they have the signs ready, we're kind of going phone tag, it's, just first we're gonna have them bring it here. It'll be here whenever we get a chance, I told them, whenever we get a chance to hang it, we'll hang it.
The gazebo, is it for the gazebo?
It's for, no, the, pavilion too, it is the.
One by the pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fireworks, like I said, May 16th, this top gate will be closed May 15th, Thursday at 9 p.m. There are a couple notices signs coming in and out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I will lock the gate and people's cars are there. So I'll be there Monday or Friday morning, maybe if they can get them out.
Yeah, Thursday you're doing that, Thursday you're
Thursday
locking?
night, yeah.
Okay.
I also have another Facebook post on that. Majestic Fireworks, we're all set with them, I'll let them in and out of the gate. Cleveland Fire Department's gonna have a truck up or something, somebody's gonna have their, town hall.
To be clear.
Okay, yeah. Security cameras, I was just asked, I think it's still back and forth. I don't know if it's,
I'll put another message out to them.
Okay, yeah, the ones on the pole really need to be fixed, and then I don't know, any additional funding towards the pickleball courts.
Okay, an additional camera?
An additional camera, I don't know if we put it up on Pavilion 3 facing.
Okay.
So we got.
Just for, yeah, okay.
Well, safety too, if something happens.
Yeah,
I
understand, yeah.
things like that.
All right, I think that's a good idea too. If he doesn't reach out to you, just let me know.
Yeah.
You did that already, right? Should I get it?
I CC'd it, you
Yeah.
didn't,
Yeah.
All right, I'll get on that.
So that's all.
Okay. Let me just put that on.
For Joey's truck, do we need to, can we approve the purchase of it, or do we need to figure out how the exchange of money first?
He's purchasing it anyway, right?
Yeah, one way or another, we're gonna buy it, just it matters if we're gonna sell the old one after it's declared surplus, or be able to send it on.
Alright, so the question really is on the old truck, what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah,
Alright, so I guess, yeah, then we would wanna approve.
on that 50, 70, 40.
Purchase.
Yeah.
We don't need to do anything on the other, because that's gonna happen in turn.
Yeah, that'll happen after we're done. So, yeah, we need a resolution to approve the purchase of his truck for 50.
Not to exceed 57,000.
Yeah, 57, 40, I'm gonna give this to you. Just,
How long will people go to, or they?
it takes a little while.
Oh, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is this gonna have your, well, you're moving the pop, it's got everything you want.
Yeah, it doesn't come with long.
Right, that's all your lights and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, any extras we wanted, I just had them do it.
Yeah, I like it, yeah, I thought so. when it comes, it's ready for you. Okay.
And your thought process, Joe, would be every 3 years?
Yeah, that's what we were trying to do.
Right.
Like the 23, I don't know how that's gonna work either because it had issues. So it was at Ford quite often,
Okay.
so it's only got, 2,500 miles on it. So I might have to keep that a little longer,
Yeah.
but, yeah, so.
Vehicle, I mean, I think that's a great,
Yeah.
every 3 years.
Well, everybody else is doing it, and that's exactly how Verona, their
Sure.
process, that's what they're doing.
Mhm.
I mean, which in towns like, with these guys can buy decent stuff.
They do it with everything.
So, yeah, they do it from all, oh, yeah, so, but yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't mean to stand up in front of you.
So, okay. Looking for the motion then to, for the water department to purchase the GMC 1500, but not to exceed.
2,500, I'm sorry,
I
2,500.
thought that was odd.
Yes, I screwed that up, yes. They're not doing 1 tons, they're doing,
Okay, okay, the 2,500, and I'm sorry, it was a 2025?
yes.
Not to exceed $57,840. Can I get a second? All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right, thanks for catching that, Mike.
That's what I tell everybody, he's the best.
Gary, I'm sorry, was there anything else?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right, great job. I know it's rolling right now, so, I know. And we're getting the staff in there too, right? That seems to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna do interviews, this week and next week for my parents' position.
Yeah, some have already been taking their certifications.
Yep, pretty much everybody's gonna be, by June 8th, everybody's gonna be recertified, and then whatever we hire on for the mail, I'm gonna get a couple more younger kids to keep them going through the program. I've got
Right.
some older kids kind of eventually aging out probably, not that they want, but they go on to get real jobs and they
Yeah.
want them, so.
Real jobs.
Yeah, real
Alright.
jobs, so.
Yeah, we're worried about Ben Turner maybe not coming back. Ben's great. Yeah, so worried. All right. Any questions for Gary? Thank you, Gary. All right. Tony, did you have anything or?
No, we discussed the solar, there's nothing else to report.
All right, thank you. I know we have to go into executive session for personnel reasons, all right, so just another few minutes, we guys decide. Let's see, so motion to go into executive session for personnel reasons at 5:57 p.m. Thank you, everybody. We're welcome. Okay, motion to come out of executive session at 6:13 p.m. Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're looking to then, appoint to the replacement of, councilperson Dean Tibbetts. We were looking to appoint Edward Coffin Jr. as a replacement. I guess I was saying to finish out this year of 2025 with the Town of Paris Board.
That's all.
And that's it. Yeah, can I get a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Or
Well,
is
I'm
this-
gonna abstain, only because I don't know
I
yet.
got you. Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Good, Mike?
Yep.
Okay, let's pay some vouchers. Motion to pay the vouchers.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I suppose, yeah.
Once they're all signed, just motion to close the meeting out at 6:14 p.m.
I'll make that.
Second.
I'll second
All
it.
right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
I think you're good, everybody.
Okay, thank you.